Social Relations, Part 1, Content Presentation, Module 6. My name is Pamela K. Dillon from Liberty University. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. These are words to a song made famous and sang by Grammy Award-winning Barbra Streisand. People are social, people are spiritual, and people need affiliation. People are said to be social animals. They need other people and need to be needed by other people. This is a spiritual fact that God spoke himself when he said, "It is not good for man to be alone." The world would be a boring place if just one human dwelt there. I like what God said next. I will make a helper suitable for him. In other words, like spice up your social life with a lady, a woman, Eve. Family is a social affiliation that most everyone desires to have. In a time in our world when we are social distancing, this is a great reveal of how much social encounters affect people and the lack thereof. In the following presentation, we will discuss social disorder, social exchange theory, social disadvantage and advantage, altruism, equity theory, affiliation, and loneliness. Social anxiety disorder. Social anxiety disorder being overly concerned about the opinions, rhetoric, and scrutiny of the public. Public speakers and those who are in the forefront of the public have a genuine concern as to their physical appearance, how they are perceived and received by others. In fact, as a public figure, it is your livelihood to be attentive to this persona. However, to be overly concerned about the opinions, rhetoric, and scrutiny of the public is called social anxiety disorder. The disorder can be paralyzing and a deterrent to the profession of a public speaker. Most often called stage fright, the fear of being in front of a group of people and having to speak. Social anxiety can be more debilitating in that it can prevent people from being social outside their homes and fear of having meals in public. Altruism, however, could be an inner remedy to social anxiety disorder. Altruism is the unselfish regard for the welfare of others. Since public speakers are there for the audience, incorporating autism could help. However, altruism is not to be mistaken for cooperating. Social exchange theory. Social exchange theory, the way in which a person sees and is inspired or motivated to increase or decrease benefits based on the amount of cost of investment. Relationships require investment on some level. The individuals participating in the relationship on both sides determine the amount of investment each is willing to give. Herein ties social exchange theory, which means the way in which a person sees and is inspired or motivated to increase or decrease benefits based on the amount of cost of the investment. Most relationships are funded by investments of trustworthiness, respect for one another, and reciprocal concern for each other. It is stated that relationships between people that give more than they have to invest are long lasting. Because relationships require some type of investment to be maintained, ultimately there will be or should be a benefit. Better stated, a takeaway that you can measure. In other words, companionship, emotional, and physical gratification. In relationships, individuals can feel a gamut of emotions when they feel they are being treated unfairly and disrespected. The manifestation of this response can be low self-esteem and rejection. Some major emotional reactions to feeling like an outcast or ostracized is school shootings by classmates against classmates. The demonstration of this type of behavior to rejection may appear outrageous to some individuals. However, it feels warranted as satisfaction to the perpetrator who is experiencing extreme or intense emotions from rejection, disrespect, unfairness, or simply not being heard. Many times the perpetrator can see this as balancing the tally sheet or the comparison level, which is the sum of rewards minus costs. Although they may not be in an immediate relationship with all of the victims. This has been the social exchange theory, where we talked about investment for self, relationship requirements. Most relationships are funded by investments of trustworthiness, respect of one another, and reciprocal concern for each other, emotions, and comparison level. Social advantage and disadvantage of altruism. Men and women who have a more appealing look or more attractive appearance have experienced more popularity. Their social life seems to be more active and oftentimes can be chosen for jobs much quicker over seemingly unattractive individuals. Gender bias is discovered in altruism for women to be an advantage. Women are expected to be nurturing, communal, and accommodating to others, while men seem to be more egotistical in completing tasks for self desire. Since altruism is a desire to help others with positive outcome, the question remains, are human beings, male and female, naturally altruistic, or are some acts egotistic? Compassion. Compassion is a driving force behind human beings who feel the need to extend love to others in need. Empathy altruism hypothesis is a desired as an empathetic thought and concern for someone with a genuine motive to help them produce altruism. The advantage is that altruism in its truest form and right motive is to help others authentically, while the disadvantage for this recipient could be that of egotism, which is disingenuous. Affiliation, which is a need and a desire to have contact and be in relationship with others, a need for fellowship. Loneliness. Loneliness would be the deficit of what it feels like to be with people and the lack of social contact. Having affiliation with others brings satisfaction, togetherness, and a sense of belonging. Everyone wants to belong. Equity theory. People are more fulfilled with relationships in which the benefits and the contributions are equal. Types of love: passionate love, compassionate love, styles of love. This compassionate love is a romantic love characterized by high arousal, intense attraction, and a fear of rejection. Compassionate love is described as a secure and trusting, stable partnership. The styles of love are eros, and most of these you've probably heard of before: eros, ludus, storge, mania, and agape. Eros love is erotic love. Ludus is a game playing, uncommitted love. Mania is a demanding and positive love. Agape love is unconditional, sacrificial love. An altruistic love, which is pure in motive, a godly love. Which leads me into our next two questions. Question number 1, John 15 and 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. So my question to you, this week we are studying social relations, and that it is a sure need in the lives of human beings. Why do you feel that Jesus used interacting with people socially as a tool for ministry? In addition, why do you think Jesus referred to us, the body of Christ, as friends? Also, do you have a personal example of giving up something for a friend? Question 2. Our reading gives the term social stat, meaning social thermostat, or in other words, having a built-in monitor or regulation system that regulates your affiliation tendencies. With understanding this term of social stat, how would you say that it applies to personally to you personally, especially in reference to friends on social media? Do you feel that your social thermometer is adjusted higher or lower based on how many likes, loves, or reviews you receive on social media? If you don't use social media in personal opinions. Thank you for listening. This has been Pamela Dillon, your classmate, talking about social relations. I look forward to our discussion.